Okay, so far we've looked at why we have a single panic attack, and you've seen a cycle of fear, and you've seen fight or flight response, misinterpretation, catastrophization leading to more adrenaline, back into the cycle again. So why would we have repeated attacks? That we can maybe possibly see why we might have one attack, but why repeated attacks? The reason is that we become afraid of the panic itself. And as you've seen how you can get caught up in a cycle of fear with one panic attack, it's more or less the same cycle that takes place for further panic attacks. Because if we worry about the consequences of having more panic attacks, this added fear produces a continuous feeling of underlying anxiety. So typical thoughts would be, what if the next attack is even worse? What if I'm with somebody? What if I'm out and about? What if I'm in a shop? What if I go mad? What if other people see me? If I collapse, what will happen? So many what ifs go through our mind, and obviously and understandably that causes a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. That causes a lot of low level of adrenaline. Again, the body is just responding to us sending fear signals through the body, and it responds with more fight or flight response sensations and symptoms. And we call this anticipatory anxiety. Okay, we're anticipating that something's going to go wrong. Okay, we're anxiously anticipating. So the cartoon character at the bottom, there must be something really wrong with me if that happened. How could that have happened? Why did that happen? That was so scary. What if I panic when I'm out? I just won't be able to cope. We think the absolute worst again. Okay, so, and again, you've got to get used to this idea that it's misinterpreting and catastrophizing that are the real culprits. That's where the real problem lies, even with the anticipatory anxiety cycle. So page 31, we have a panic attack. Okay, that's a self-contained cycle of fear actually. But even from that, then afterwards we live in fear of another attack. Okay, and with that fear of another attack, we again misinterpret and catastrophize what might happen if we have another attack. And this keeps the body on high alert, low level adrenaline, and fight or flight is triggered much more easily, and we can have another panic attack, which again leads to more fear about more panic attacks, because then it confirms our fear that we will have more panic attacks, and we get caught up in this cycle again. And it's important to remember that whatever life situation led to your first panic attack is not the cause of the repeated attacks. The reason it's important to remember this is so that you don't waste your time trying to fix whatever thing you think it is that caused your panic, because the cause of the panic is misinterpreting and catastrophizing the symptoms that arose from the fight or flight response. Okay, the way I describe it to people is everybody's experience leading to having one panic attack is different. But after the point of having a panic attack, everyone becomes caught in the same cycle, the same trap, and that's fear of the imagined consequences of the extreme feelings that you're having. Okay, so I'm sure you'd agree right now that your worst fear now is the fear that these panic attacks bring. You're living in fear of the fear. Even if you've had something stressful in your life up to the point of panic, I'm sure the panic has taken over. The fear of this extremely terrifying experience is worse than probably whatever you thought went before. So it's important to make that distinction. If you look at the diagram at the bottom of the page, you can see we all have different reasons why anxiety symptoms might arise, why this build-up may suddenly go into fight or flight. You could have long-term stress, family relationship difficulties, debt, work-related stress, illness, chemical imbalance could be part of it, could be genetic, and maybe there's nothing obvious at all. Keep that in mind. You don't have to have a reason. If you can't find a reason, don't think that even that is strange. It can just happen. because life can be stressful at a very subtle level that we don't even see. And we can just get this build up. Adrenaline produces fight or flight symptoms, and then we misinterpret, catastrophize, and we feel panic. Okay? So page 33 there, the reason I'm bringing that up is the good news is you don't need to get rid of all your anxiety or stress to overcome panic. I know from personal experience and from other people, they try frantically and desperately to try and eliminate all stress, all anxiety from their life. And actually, if you think about it, that's pretty stressful. It makes you anxious trying to eliminate anxiety from your life. The fact that it can't be done makes it even more stressful. But you don't have to. That's the good news. All you need to do is adjust your understanding. Right? Anxiety and stress don't directly cause panic. All right? Anxiety and stress can lead to fight or flight sensations, but that's not panic. Panic is how we misinterpret and catastrophize those fight or flight sensations. Then we panic. So to overcome panic, we need to understand what's happening, that what is happening is not actually dangerous. Reduce the belief in your misinterpretation. So we have to somehow break into how we're misinterpreting these symptoms. We have to reduce how strongly we believe that there's something seriously wrong with us. And we'll have to learn how to break the frightening but harmless cycles of fear. And that's what you're going to learn to do in these workbooks.